All right, welcome to our next video in this series. We're going to be introducing the scanner today, which is a way to get inputs into your program while it's executing. So let's talk about what the learning targets are for this particular lesson. Okay, first up, we're going to define what a scanner is, how to use it, how to declare it. We're going to talk about import statements, which is something new. Everything we've done so far has been a readily available tool. Scanners should be the first thing that we need to import. We're going to define the term token. How is it that scanners take in tokens? What does it mean to be a token? And I think this could be our first exception. I guess if you were to use charet or substring, one of the string methods, recklessly and looked for an index that didn't exist, you could get an exception. So this might be our second exception, the input mismatch exception. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, what is the problem this video is trying to solve? The idea is, up until this point, whenever you executed your program, as soon as you hit run, it was going. There was nothing that happened during execution that allowed you to customize the use of your program, right? You weren't able to change how it executed at all. And if you wanted to change it, you'd have to wait till the program's done, go into the code, maybe update a class constant, whatever. We're going to change that today. We're going to say that our program should be able to receive input while it's executing. So to do this, we need the scanner. So I'm going to write down scanner user input equals new scanner. And the parameter for this scanner constructor is system.in. Okay, a lot to unpack here. First up, we are declaring a variable like anything else. The type is scanner. The identifier is user input. Then we have to assign something to it. Well, because it's not primitive, because we've got this capital S scanner, that means this is a complex object. And any complex object that's not a string needs to be declared with a new keyword. So we're saying, make a new scanner. I'm going to call this scanner user input. Its job it is to get input from the user. By the way, system.in should look familiar. Whenever we've printed to the console before, we use system.out. Same concept applies. If I want to get information from the console, I'll say system.in. So I'm ready to use this. I go to compile, and Java says, what? I don't know what a scanner is. And this is because that scanner is put in a library that's nearby, but not readily accessible. So I have to import it. So above my class, I'm going to say import java.util.scanner. Okay, now it compiles. What does this statement mean? So an import statement says, look, I need you to go get me a tool that's not one of the default tools. It's a Java tool. It's in a library or a package called util for utilities. Its name is scanner. So the first thing that Java did is it went and got me my tool so that I could use it here in the program. Great. Import statements, you will often have multiple up here, especially as you get more complex programs. If you wanted to import the entire library, you could just use the asterisk. That also works. But my principle when coding is only use the information you need. Any overcrowding of variables or imported tools, anything like that, just opens the door for more errors. It's not what we want. All right, so we've declared a scanner, and we'd like to use it. Well, the first thing you need to know is that you actually can't take any input in until the console's been opened. So we actually have to open the console first. System.println, give me two numbers. Very demanding program, but that's what it is. So I go to run this right now. And all the program does is it says, give me two numbers. All right, well, I want to have two numbers, and I'm going to print their results. So how about I say int x and int y? These are going to be my two numbers. Okay, to use the scanner to get a number we're going to say, instead of saying int x and then just leave it declared, let's assign it. I'm going to say int x equals or gets user input dot nextInt. All right, what's going on here? Well, I said the name of my variable. The type of variable is scanner. Scanners, like many classes, have pre-existing methods. And by saying dot nextInt with the parentheses, we've expressed to Java that this must be a method. And indeed, nextInt says open the console, or go to the console, which should now be open, and ask the user for a number. So we're going to do this once for int x. We're going to do this once for int y. And then we are going to print out the sum of those two numbers. All right. Give me two numbers. Did it open? Is the console just not big enough? Is that what happened? 2, 3. Oh, there it goes. Oh, that's funny. BlueJ looks different when it's operating on a Windows machine. That's funny. So there it was. I was able to provide it a 2 and a 3, and it printed out the result of a 5. Well, that's awesome. So you can imagine the opportunities here, right? If you were building a website, an app, a video game, right? Hero, tell me your name. My name is Steve. You can now take in information from the user, save that to be used later. What attack do you want to use? Fireball, whatever. It should be noted that you have to be careful with types here. For example, if I say give me two numbers, if the number I pick is mango, Java utility input mismatch exception. If I provide the wrong piece of information, the program will crash. That is no good. We don't want that. So here are the methods that you can use on your scanner. You can use nextInt, which takes in an int, nextDouble, which takes in a double. If you're scared that your user will betray you, you can just say next. If I wanted to, I could, like if I wanted to ask for a name, I might say string name equals user input dot next, and this is actually going to ask for a string. So if I say give me two numbers, here let's see if I can get this to work. Give me two numbers. Well, the first thing it's actually really asking for is name. So I'll say my name is Paul. I want you to add 47 and 83, and that gives you 130. And now name is stored in our program as well. So that's cool. So you've got nextInt gives you an int. NextDouble gives you a double. Next gives you a string. If your user gave you a whole bunch of stuff and you just want to save it all as one big string, you can also say nextLine. It's worth pointing out that just nextInt, nextDouble, and next process things as tokens. Tokens are characters separated by white space. What does that mean? Well, it means that I could have actually just entered all of these commands on the same line. What's my name? My name is Bilbo, and my two numbers are going to be 38 and 117. And Java was able to see these white spaces and pull things in one token at a time. It said next. All right, give me the first token, taken in as a string. Bilbo went as a string. nextInt. Okay, the next thing that's surrounded by white space is 38. Take that in, store it at x. And nextInt one more time, gave it 117. Again, we got to be cautious about the order here. If I had inverted and put Bilbo as the second or third token, we would have been in trouble. Okay. And that is how to use scanners. Something that's also important is when we're done using a scanner, we always say close. This helps prevent memory leaks because if you are operating with a scanner, leave it open for too long, you can really bog down your program. Okay, that's all for scanners.